Michael Sean Comerford. I'm on the story cycle, Atlantic Coast and Climate Crisis and the Pacific Coast and Climate Crisis. And this is a bi-coastal project, so I had to use Greyhound to get from LA to Bangor, Maine, and then I needed a Amtrak train to get from Miami to Seattle. So this is the way I went. LA to Bangor, then I rode from Bangor all the way along the coast to Key West, and then back on Amtrak all the way to Seattle and down that coastline to San Diego. I'll see you back out on the road. Hello, this is Michael Sean Comerford, and I'm coming to you from the Puget Sound in West Seattle. This is going to be the story cycle, the Pacific Coast in Climate Crisis. I've just finished the Atlantic Coast in Climate Crisis just less than a month ago, 2.5 to 3 weeks ago. I rode my bicycle from Maine down to Key West. We asked 5-minute questions of people about their experience with climate change and what they think should be done and where they see this all going. And the interviews were so spectacular. The project turned out so well. I felt like it was a job half done. So I packed up my stuff. I jumped on a Amtrak train, and we went all the way to Seattle from Miami. And I'm now in Seattle. We're going to head all the way to San Diego along the Pacific Ocean and asking the same question. And we'll see the differences. In the end, we'll see the big picture. All these peoples, when they're all speaking, we'll look back. After having gone forward, gotten all the interviews, we'll look back and we'll look for deeper themes, and we'll see what it all really means and whether it can contribute at all to where we're going when it comes to climate issues. Currently, right now in Seattle, we have had some extreme weather. They had snow here, which they rarely have. The mountain passes to the east are not passable because of snow, and I just rode through some roads that were still full of salt, which is unusual for here. So we're now headed on another 2,500 miles of bicycle riding after 3,000, maybe 3,200 to 3,300 on the last ride. So we are doubling the size of the whole program. So eventually we're going to have, in this slow journalism overall project, we'll have the original slow journalism project of Beast of Main Street, which was a bicycle ride from Chicago to LA, asking everybody about COVID. Spectacular project that I thought was really about COVID and all the best ways to survive it. Turns out that it was all about people really wanted to talk about meaning of life and the reasons to live during a pandemic. And it turned out to be a great surprise and very deep experience. And so we're hoping that these are going to result in similar revelations about how people are educating themselves on climate change and how their opinions may be setting the tone for the coming days. And one last thing, I will tell people that my initial reaction to the Atlantic Coast and Climate Crisis is that it turned me from a climate pessimist into a climate optimist. People seem to be pretty educated on the fact that the climate is changing. They don't know what to do, and but they're open to do more. And so we're seeing some early encouraging signs. And anyway, we're out here for another, that was 3,000, maybe 300 miles. This is going to be another 2,500 or more miles along the Pacific coast, some of the most gorgeous scenery in the United States. So let's get going, let's ride on.